So this reports part is going to be a very simple thing as compared to what we have done in last couple of sessions. The business logic reports is simple. We just have to understand how a report is created in Salesforce. But before we start creating or designing the report in Salesforce, we need to understand a few things, right? So we know reports, right? We must have heard of reports, and we have some of us might have seen a few reports, or we might have designed a few reports on our own also, right? So a report is something which is not a very new thing for us. We know what is a report. So I just want to ask from maybe some of you that what do you think? What is a report? Any one of you can answer. What do you think is a report, according to you? When you say report, what is that report? What does that mean? Any one of you?
Like details of any particular thing.
Like a, sorry, what is that?
I mean, like information or details, like sales report.
Right. So yeah, so report is also as Vijay said, report is again piece of information, details, evaluation of something. That is what Renu says. Absolutely correct. So yeah, so report is also information. Now what we have already in my CRM, that is what we earlier discussed, that CRM already holds a lot of information, data, client data, right? So what is that different about report? We already have a lot of data or information in the system in different objects. What a report does, and how is a report different from the information that we already have? To make it very simple, I'm not going by any technical terminology, I will just go by simple thing. A report is either a summary or a subset of the data. Right, so detailed information part that we are talking about, either it's a subset, small set of the complete data. Let's say you have a list of all the accounts, and I ask you that can you give me a report of the accounts created in last 1 month? So I can have 10,000 accounts, but I'm just looking at a report of all the accounts which were created in last 1 month. Those can be like 20, or those can be 30. So that is how it is, right? So that is subset of the data. What is summary of the data? Summary of data is, let's say again, if you have the complete information of all the opportunities, right? And you are asked to produce a report of opportunities by countries. How many opportunities do I have from which country? So a summarized format of that report. So you can have 50,000 opportunities, but your report should not display all those 50,000 opportunities individually. Rather, you just want a small report of how many opportunities from which country we have. Got that? So report is either a subset or a summary of the data. So data we already have in Salesforce, so we don't need to worry about the data part. In report, what we have to do, we just have to understand what is the requirement. Based on that, we will need to create the report. So whenever we are talking about summary or subset of data, and as some of you said that okay fine, it is a report is also a piece of information, and I also say that it's subset of the data. So this report also has rows and columns. We all know that, right? Report most of the times is in tabular format. It has rows and columns, right? So rows and columns are there in report. Fine. And apart from rows and columns, what else it requires? So for a report, there's a very simple thing. A report needs to have while creating a report, you just need to remember this 4F of reports. First, fields. While creating the report, which all you will need to define which all fields are required in the report. That is what I was saying. The report has rows and columns. So fields will define what all columns you need in the report. Second is filters. Okay. Filters will define what all rows come into that report. Right? What filter criteria you put on the report. That is pretty, much the condition that you want to put in the report. Let's say accounts created in last 1 month. So you will go and put a filter where created date equals 1st May to 31st May, something like that. Third thing is fields, filters, and the third one, third F is format of the report. Okay. So what format you want the report to be saved in? So there are different formats in Salesforce. The reports have one format is tabular format, matrix format, summary format, and then input format. So these are 4 formats. Okay. So which format you want your report to be in, and where do you want to save the report? Which folder? Right. So these are 4F of reports. That is what you have to define in reports. Okay. So let's go and start, creating a report. Let's learn how to create a report. For creating report, there is a tab called reports. If it is not available here, you can go to all tabs and you will be able to see it. Here is the tab. Just go and click on this reports tab. Open new report. Okay. So it brings you once you click on the reports tab and say new report, it brings you to the screen where you have to select the report type. Report type is basically just defining for which object you want to create the report, basically which data you want to use in the report. That is what you will have to decide here. You want to create a report for accounts or for opportunities, right? Or you want to create reports for leads, campaigns, contacts, contracts. So what do you want to use for creating reports? So I want to create a report for accounts. Select accounts and then click on create, right? In case you want to create a report for contacts and accounts, then select the second one. But let us do the accounts report. Select accounts, click on create. and this brings you to the report builder screen. Fine. This is where you would come and create the report. Once you just select the report type and click on create, you come to this screen. It's called report builder screen. So here you will have all the fields. This is the preview panel for your report. So all the fields that you need, as I said, 4 things we have to define. First thing, we'll have to decide on what all fields of data I need on the report. So by default, there are a few fields available here: account owner, account name, type, rating, last activity. There's that. Okay. Let me remove all the columns from here. Okay. Now, what all fields you need, you'll have to bring those from this left hand side. So you see, this is the list of fields. It's the list of all the fields available for that particular object. Just have to drag the fields and bring it here on the preview panel. Let's say account name. Okay. So let's say these are the 5 fields. These are 5 fields that you need for your report. Got these fields. Second thing you'll have to decide is filter. Filter will decide what all rows come here, what data comes here, right? So one filter is by default here, date field filter, and if you can see right now, created date equals from 27th May till today. So right now this filter is applicable on this. That is the reason why it is not showing any of the data here. If you don't want to remove this filter, make it all time. So as of now, only the records which were created after 27th May or on 27th May are being shown here, and there are no records which meet this criteria. So let's make it all time. The moment you make all time, you will see the list of records. See? So, 2 things we have already done, huh? The fields and filters. In case you want to put more filters here, date field filter is by default there. In case you want to add more field filters, you can do that. Let's say I just want the records from energy industry. I just want in my report records which have industry equals energy. Go to filters, say add field filters, and then you just define the criteria, what data you need in the report. right? So this is how you can put more filters and control things. Okay, this is the first format of report, which is tabular format report. This is the now fields we have understood, filters we have understood how to put. Okay, this is called tabular format of report. Tabular format means it's like a table kind of a report. Right? Most of the times a subset of the data can be displayed using this. Okay, but if it's a summarized data, then what do you do? So let me remove this filter now, and let's create another summarized data. Let's say you have got a requirement that by industry you need to show how much revenue you have by industry. Okay, per industry how much revenue you have. So that is going to be a summary. Okay, because there can be multiple records for one particular industry, like energy has 3 records. So what we want to look at is we want to look at the summarized value of annual revenue by industry, right? So this is a kind of summary report. So for summary report, you have to go and change the format, make it a summary format report. Okay. The moment you change the format, you will see that there is a drop field option available here. Drop a field here to create grouping. So it's more like group by grouping the data. Okay. So by which field you want to group? I want to group by using industry. You can drag industry field and drop it here in the drop zone. So the moment you do this, you would see that the data has been grouped by that particular field, by industry. So see, all the records which does not have industry appear together. All the records from apparel industry are in one block. Records from energy industry come together. Hospitality, fine. Now, what do we want to summarize? So blank 9 records, apparel industry 1 record, biotechnology 1 record. So it gives you a complete summary. What else do I want? I want a summary of annual revenue. So just go to annual revenue field, click on this and say summarize this field. I want a sum, apply. So it will do a sum total for the industry and show it corresponding to the industry name. Same thing you can do for number of employees also. Go and click on summarize this field. Click on sum, apply. See. So your summary has been done. You have summarized annual revenue and employees by industry, right? So whenever we are doing summary, we just have to understand 2 things. So what will be the field by using which you want to do the grouping? Second is